welcome back to my channel. My name is Angela and this is Flamingo Homeschool. I appreciate you being here and I hope that this video will encourage you in your homeschool journey and help you with your homeschooling. Today is actually a really fun video. It is part of a collaboration with Jessica from the Waldock Way and Abby from Rooted in Rest. They are inviting YouTube moms and dads and homeschoolers to participate in a homeschool show and tell. And so I really appreciate that. There's going to be a playlist down below and a bunch of other YouTube moms and dads on here that are sharing their planning tips. So today I am going to do a plan with me, kind of. I want to share with you how I plan our homeschool. First, I kind of have to give you a little bit of a background into my personality and how I normally plan. I am completely a plan girl. I love to plan. I live to plan. It's fun for me and it makes me feel just prepared. So in the beginning of our homeschool, I was really just planning everything. And that might be good and it might work for somebody, but for my kids and for me, I was feeling like a failure because I wasn't getting every box checked off. I wasn't able to get everything done in one day that I had planned, and I wanted to do all of these things with my kids that I wasn't able to actually accomplish because there was just not enough time in the day. So what I ended up doing is I had to kind of take a breath and reevaluate. This is not working. If you know anything about me, then you know that I am not afraid to change things up that don't work. That is my number one tip to anybody out there. If you're homeschooling, do not be afraid to change things up if they don't work. Find what does work for you and your children. So bonus tip, sorry. But anyways, I had to kind of just restrain myself and say, okay, what are the things that I know we have to do? So for me, that was language arts, reading, math, and definitely Bible. So those are the things that we do. Now we do our Bible in our morning basket, so that's taken care of. So we have language arts, and which includes reading, and then we have math that I want us to do every single day. I want us to really get those concepts down, and I feel like they're really important things for my children to know. And then there were other things that we did that we were trying to do all in one day, which now we do on a loop schedule. So we have 2 loops, and our first loop, I'm just looking over here because I have notes just so I don't forget anything. But our first loop is science, the 50 states, or traveling the 50 states, which is by Jessica from the Waldock Way, Spanish, and our unit study, whatever we're studying that strikes their fancy. So what we'll do is we school in a 4-day work week, and the 5th day we usually do like library and reading and playing games and things like that. So each of the 4 days where we're actually doing active schooling, my children will choose from the list. So they might want to do science one day, and then the next day they want to do the unit study, and so those are gone. So then the following day they have, you know, the 2 things that are left would be 50 states and Spanish. So they'll go knocking them off, knocking the blocks down. So we don't repeat them every week, but we do get to them every week. And then our other loop is art, PE, music, and then also our unit study. So we have we have unit study in both of our loops. So they can choose to just do that all one day for both loops if they really are into it, or they can choose to break it up in the week. But I kind of let them choose. And this way, I feel like my children really get the information because we have enough time in our loops to really deep dive into the material, so they get so much more out of it. They're so much happier. I'm so much happier. I feel like we've accomplished the things that I want to get done, but we've done them in a way that doesn't stress me out, that doesn't stress them out, and it definitely you know, they're definitely learning so much more because, like I said, we have more time. We're not stressed and rushed and everything like that. So it works out so much better for us. This may be horrible idea for your homeschool. You have to figure out what works for your family. There is no one right way to plan. There's no one right way to run your schedule. So I hope that helps you. I'm gonna show you my planner a little bit now, and hopefully you can see it and it's not like a bunch of glare. But I do use an Erin Condren planner. If I can get it, there we go. So I like to change my covers. So there is my fall cover. And so the first thing when I'm planning out our school year, and I'll kind of share that with you, that I do is I kind of will map out exactly what days are we going to be schooling, and I will give us breaks in between that we're not going to have school that I schedule in. Now I also have about 4 weeks at the end of our school year that I kind of have them temporarily, like we're going to be schooling those weeks. They may or may not be schooled depending on if we need to take breaks during the year that I don't have scheduled. So that's kind of how I assess it. Like for instance, this week my son is having quite a bit of dental work done. And so we were going to just take Labor Day off, but we are actually going to be taking the entire week off because I'm not quite sure he will be feeling up to it after that for a couple of days. And also, I don't want to have him coming back in to learn when he is distracted by his mouth or things like that. So, that's kind of how I plan our year. Then when I am planning our weekly schedule, what I will do is I will, hopefully you guys can see that, I will put my daughter's name here, my son's name here, and then for each day I will put language arts, math, loop 1, loop 2. So what I will do is I will write in the language arts part that I want them to accomplish each day. Now they may or may not get to that. They may do more than that one day and then I'll have them do less the next day. So I like to use these Pilot Friction pens, which are erasable. I do have other like non-name brand ones or even some name brand erasable pens that I do not love like I love these, because these erase so clean and they don't leave any kind of residue on there and they just really write well. So these are what I would recommend, but I do like to use erasable pen in my planner, that way I can adjust it. And once the whole entire week is done, I will take a look at it and I will add it to my log of educational activities, which is something that here in Florida we have to maintain and turn into our evaluators so every year. So that's kind of how I keep track of logging everything that we do. So the planning that I do is really easy. It's really simple. I do language arts and math, and then the other ones I leave blank, and when depending on what my children choose for that day of the week, that's what I will put in there, and I'll write in what we did. So I hope that really helps you. I hope that helps you not to stress about planning and to know that you don't have to do everything in one day. You can break things up, or maybe you need to do blocks of time in your day for you and your children because that's how you need it. I hope that you will just figure out what is best for you and your children, and that this will give you some ideas. And I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much to Jessica and Abby for putting on this homeschool show and tell, and I hope that you will stick around for the playlist in the description down below. Thanks so much. Bye.